This video is about Scrum in virtual teams. Most people ask me how I lead my virtual teams with Scrum and how they can produce real good results if they are not working in the same office. So that's a commonly asked question of people that think that work can only be done if everyone is in the same room. That's not true. That's just true because they might not know it differently, they might not have the experience, but reality is that distributed virtual teams that only work remotely, never met each other, can deliver results and even better as most local teams. Why? Because they require more clarity, more transparency, more commitment about goals. Otherwise, you are not able at all to lead a virtual team remotely. And I want to show how we lead virtual teams with Scrum. So basically, we use the Scrum framework as it is. There are no big adaptations or changes, but we make sure that we fill every role. So the most important thing is to understand who is the product owner. The product owner is clearly defined as the person that is responsible and accountable to create requirements that are important for the product and then prioritize these requirements. So raising requirements for the product is the most important thing for the product owner. Otherwise, the team will do something but has no priority, has no clarity about what exactly needs to be delivered so that the product becomes a success. The Scrum Master, and this is one important thing, the Scrum Master is not your project manager. The Scrum Master is the person that leads the team through the Scrum process, but is not the person that manages like resources, money, time, scope, quality, or even people. That's not a job of a Scrum Master. A Scrum Master guides the team and leads the team so that they can work without interruptions, they can stay focused and get clarity about what exactly needs to be done. That's the job of the Scrum Master. Then you have the delivery team, and the delivery team varies depending on which scope the team should deliver. It could be like marketing or software development, or think about everything that you can do with Scrum, everything that requires an agile process. So the delivery team usually has a team lead. The team lead is the person that leads the development team, because the team lead should also understand the subject itself. If the delivery team is a software development team, I always prefer having a team lead that is also very experienced in software development. Otherwise, this person can't be a sparring partner for the delivery team, and then they might face problems that they can't solve by themselves. So that must be a very senior person, very experienced person. Now, Scrum has different artifacts and Scrum has clearly defined meetings. I prefer asynchronous communication and highly structured communication. That's why I hate so many meetings. I understand that meetings are important for personal engagement, personal interaction. I have meetings just for this purpose. But I don't want to have meetings combined that are for solving problems, getting status reports, and personal engagement needs. So I separate this, and that leads to higher performance than if we combine that and mix that and have endless meetings without results. The only result is another meeting. So we have a daily meeting, but asynchronously. So we have a form where we ask open, precise questions. For the daily, typically it's: what did you get done yesterday? What do you plan to do or deliver today? Any obstacles that prevent you from reaching your goal? That's it. I also add sometimes, how do you feel today and how is your mood today on a scale from 1 to 10? Then I know everything. And the Scrum Master and the product owner, they look at how their team feels, behaves, if they have blockers, and if what they are doing today is aligned with our direction we are heading to. And that gives me transparency. It does not require that everyone jumps on a meeting, and if one person has to talk a lot, anyone needs to listen just because they are all in the same meeting. This asynchronous communication and structured communication, just by having forms where people fill in their status, it was really, it boosts our performance and efficiency, and people are not annoyed by endless meetings anymore. And we do that for other meetings as well. At the end of each week, on Friday usually, we have a social meeting where we just talk. All the facts are already there, checked in the form. For example, for For the sprint planning, we also have a form. We go through each task. So the product owner gives priority and everyone gives their comments if some requirements are missing, just to get the definition of ready completed. So the definition of ready defines if a task, a backlog item, is ready to be started for implementation by the delivery team. If the definition of ready is missing, some important requirements might be missing, and that will lead to results that are not satisfying. We also have a definition of done. That describes when the task is really done. So for example, think of some projects where you miss documentation, you miss proper setup of some hosting environments, proper setup of some security things, proper search engine optimization implementation, whatever it is. There are very often things that simply got forgotten because the team, they focus on one thing and they can't think about everything. So we prefer checklists that help people to really fall over specific important things that they should respect during the sprint. Like, for example, the definition of ready contains an item. This task was presented personally by the team to the product owner, which happens in the sprint review. Only if this checkbox is checked, we can move this task. This task or backlog item has a documentation, and here's the link. If the link is not posted in the comment, the task cannot be closed. And so there are many, many other checklists. If you want to get insights into all these checklist details, we've prepared a Trello board with templates for all these Scrum artifacts and meetings, even with example agendas, so that you can just copy paste that and use it for your own Scrum process. And then one important thing is Scrum is not working without a plan. Scrum is not working without any rules. From my experience, Scrum requires very strict rules. It requires clear accountability, clear responsibility, and clarity about who should do what and how everyone interacts with each other. Otherwise, if you don't have this clarity, you have just lots of communication. And that's what most people consider to be agile, but it's not. Agile is you have to be able to adapt quickly, and adapting quickly requires clarity. Just imagine you want to adapt and nobody knows what to do. Nobody understands his or her own role and responsibility, but now the leader says we have to go into this direction and everyone is like, okay, what should I do? And you do this and that. That can work, but in most cases it won't work. Somehow you will have progress, but in most cases you will be disappointed because you see that the result does not match your expectation. So this clarity in Scrum is very important. There's another video about leading high-performance virtual teams, and you find 6 components that are crucial for leading virtual teams to real results. And if you want to see more use cases or get more insights into leading virtual teams, just subscribe to the Flash Up YouTube channel and you will get notification whenever there is a new video. Thanks.